back to Stone and Grace. If you're new here, my name is Bristol. I'm so glad that you're going to spend the day with us. Today's video is a little bit of hodgepodge all over the place. When this video comes out, it will be April the 20th. That is my daughter's birthday. I am still at home with my son as he is recovering. I'm hoping for him to go back to school tomorrow. He had a little bit of a snafu this weekend with a spell of dehydration, but we're trying to get that in the men, and hopefully he all will go well from here on out. But I am trying to get prepared for everybody to come over to the house this afternoon or this evening for supper for my daughter. But I found this footage on my phone that I meant to put out before my trip with my mom and Becky for my mom's birthday. However, I mentioned in that video that I needed a new phone. And I do, because the storage space on my phone is horrible. And I feel like, every once in a while, whenever they do these updates, that the updates are so large, they take up a lot of phone storage space on your phones. And even though I pay for the cloud storage space or something like that, like I have to delete stuff before I can even upload anything or take a picture, is what I'm meaning to say. But anywho, I thought I had lost this footage because it is over Easter weekend, and I hope that you don't mind going back a little bit in time with me. But I wanted to share it with you all because I think that you will enjoy it. There's no thrifting, but it's I'm cooking, I'm doing some chores around the house as far as like gardening, and it's just a little bit day in a life that I do whenever I'm not thrifting. So I hope that you will enjoy it and that you will hang in there and tag along. But if you're not here for anything but thrifting, please don't feel obligated to watch. I completely understand, and I promise I do have new thrifting videos coming out soon. I have plans, as long as everything goes okay and well. But otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Over Easter weekend, there's a farm not too far from us located off of Highway 67 in Laura, South Carolina, called Home Sweet Farm. They have a U-Pick field, a country store. They were doing an Easter egg hunt. They had some vendors set up with food trucks. It was just a really fun time with the family, and we were able to enjoy that. Life has been a little bit crazy, and that's okay. Today is actually Easter Sunday, so happy Easter Resurrection Day. I hope you all have been able to spend your Sunday with your family and have just felt immense blessings and joy. I'm getting ready to cook a few things to head to my mom's. As you have seen by my post, and I appreciate all of your prayers and kind words regarding me and my son. I am feeling better. However, we're still trying to get him on the mend, and we go tomorrow for a consultation regarding surgery to get his tonsils and adenoids out. But I thought that I would share with you all why I had a brief moment in a way that my grandma taught me how to cook butter beans. That's what I'm fixing. I'm fixing butter beans, corn, and I have fixed a pecan pound cake. So I want to share that with you all and take you along with me. I only have a quick minute to do this. My hair is up. I changed out of my Sunday best and my Easter clothes to cook because we had lunch at my mother-in-law's with an egg hunt. And I'm fixing to put those same clothes back on and head to my mom's. But I wanted to take you along with me and show you how my grandma taught me how to cook butter beans. My mom said that I should do this, and I don't have all the things that I would normally do, so I am cooking on the fly with what I have because life's just been chaotic and I haven't been able to go to the grocery store and stock up on all my pantry staples like I normally would have. Also wanted to share with you all that if you're a local, there is a farm called Home Sweet Farm that is in Laura, South Carolina. It is past the Allsbrook community almost, but is on
Highway 67, I believe. I will leave the address here for you. That way you can check it out. You will need to monitor their Facebook page if you go, because if you want the experience of picking strawberries for your little ones, you definitely need to take your kiddos here. However, yesterday they had their Easter event and their first you pick day of the season, and they were completely picked over. So they had an amazing crowd, a large crowd. They have a country store there, so you definitely need to check them out. I will leave some footage in this video for you all. But these strawberries, now we have ate quite a few out of them, but they are gorgeous. They, of course, they still have the sand on them and everything, but you pick you picked it. Of course, you can tell my daughter picked this one because she picked the whole bush part, the stem off of the bush. But she had a great time, and we got 2 boxes now. We have 8 out of these on the way home, sand and all. I usually make strawberry jam out of them. I put them up for cakes or over ice cream. I save the tops and make a strawberry syrup for ice cream or even in a tea or coffee. They're really good. I will try to share some of that with you this summer. I love to can. I got my love for candy from my grandmother, and anything preserving vegetables out of the garden to put up. I got that from her. We put up tomatoes. We can beans and potatoes. I made blueberry jam, peach jam, strawberry jam. I can peaches for cakes later and over ice cream. We do corn, butter beans, collards, anything you can think of that we can grow in the summer and put up, we can. I make my own spaghetti sauce, our own homemade salsa, and my husband, I always get on to him because right at the beginning of winter, he wants to go through the pantry. That I have a pie safe, and he wants to go through there and eat up everything. And I'm like, that's for the middle of the winter when we're not able to get anything in the grocery store fresh. And he's so funny because he's like, now here it is. It's almost summer. It's almost time to can again. As I was saying, he was like, here it is. It's almost time to can again. And you have all these jars that you're going to need. And we haven't been able to eat any of them because you wouldn't let me get into the pie safe. And I was like, well, you can start eating them now. And then, of course, he's like, well, now it's not whenever I wanted them. I wanted them in the dead of the winter, you know. But anywho. So I'll actually show you my pie safe of some of the items that I have put up. And I have quite a bit. So we got quite a bit of eating to do so I can make room for the jars that I have for this year. So here's my pie safe. I'm going to show you a few of the items that I have. I have put up some pickles for, these are just sliced pickles that we use for like hamburgers and stuff. And these are pickle spares. These are dill pickle. I've got the peach. We have quite a bit of the peach. This is the strawberry, and this is the blueberry jam that I have done. So, we eat quite a bit of jam on toast and stuff. My kids love that. Here's some more pickles, just the bigger version. Some of them have spices in them. Here's all, of course, this is not homemade or anything, but we've got more pickles down here. We've got the green beans that I put up with beans and potatoes. Those are great in the winter. We love those. We have almost finished all of the peaches that I put up this time of the year or last year. I use these over cake and ice cream. Here is my homemade salsa that we eat. It's mild salsa, but I have actually give away and ate all of my hot one. And then my spaghetti sauce. So I am down to the last 2 jars of it. And it's not a big pie safe, but it works for what we need. I, of course, put up stuff in the freezer. I have a large freezer space in my regular freezer and fridge combo, and then I have a deep freezer that right now I have very slim pickings on. I didn't put up that many tomatoes in the freezer this year because I use a lot of them for spaghetti sauce and salsa. But I'm hoping to fix that this year. But it's mainly corn that's in the freezer. We're about halfway through our corn, and I'm on the last few packs of butter beans. So I'm looking forward to gardening. I'm looking forward to canning, preserving, freezing, and if you all are interested in that, I would love to show you. I know everybody has a certain way that they do it, but I do mine. As my husband says, I don't do it the easy way. I do it the well, he doesn't say hard way, but I do it as I remember as a little girl with my grandmother. So I do it for the nostalgia of it because it reminds me of my time with her. And she is no longer here, and I can no longer have those days with her. So being able to do it with her, or being able to do it the way that she taught me, the nostalgia way, as my husband says, makes me feel close to her, and it makes me feel like she's there with me.
So the video of me explaining to you how I cook my butter beans actually did get lost somehow. But anyway, I put my butter beans in a rolling boil of water. I usually have a ham hock to put in for meat flavor, but I did not this time. All I had was the bacon, strips of bacon that I had, and I also put in my okra in the last 5 minutes once it's cooked down. And here is my beautiful pound cake that I'm fixing to ice and take. It's just a standard pound cake, but I have mixed pineapple giblets and mandarin oranges in it to give it that pig picking cake feeling. And I normally add pecans, but my kids don't really like it, so I kind of keep that out, and I just top like one side whenever I ice it. Normally I do a Cool Whip icing, but I don't have any Cool Whip, so we're doing vanilla pudding, cream cheese, vanilla extract, and we're going to put some pineapple and mandarin oranges, and I'm just going to put some pecans on one side.
So I have iced my cake, and I've just topped it with some mandarin oranges. And I'm going to take my grandmother's nut chopper here. It's got a lid on it, and the blades are in the middle. These are some pecans that we've had in the freezer, and I'm just going to chop them and put them on the cake. Okay, I have just a little bit, being I'm not going to cover the whole cake. I'm just going to do one side, so that's all I'm going to focus on. Because my kiddos, sometimes they like nuts, sometimes they don't. Majority of the time they do not. But I know my mom and my aunt and my husband, we all like nuts. And it gets at a really good fine texture as far as the nuts being chopped. Planted some garlic, some onions, and it has started to come up. But I've also planted some bell peppers. I need to get some steaks for them. Every time I go to Lowe's, I keep forgetting. And here are my tomatoes. This one is a Better Boy, a cherry, and then a Better Boy as well. So as you seen earlier today, I went to Lowe's and I picked up a few items. I'm just looking at my chickens. They have they've laid an egg right out there in the middle of the coop. It's the funny thing about chickens. Doesn't matter if you give them a place to roost and lay and nesting boxes, they never choose where you expect them to. Anyway, I've tried to clean up a little bit today. I went to Lowe's. I showed you that footage. And I bought some tomato plants, some bell peppers, and some onion sprouts. And I planted those. And I also got a Boston fern. Mine are so temperamental that they might do okay and they might not. But I planted it in a vintage cooler out by my hydrangeas. And it gets just about morning sun, and then the rest of that time, the afternoon and the evening, it's in the shade. So I'm hoping that this location will do a little bit better, but we shall see. Here is my vintage water cooler that I was talking about that I planted my Boston fern in. Here are my hydrangeas. I purchased them last year. I've got to clean this whole area up. I want to fix the border. It's kind of got messed up over the years with mowing the lawn and stuff. And I want to get some pine straw to go in here. But this is on the side of my husband's building. We kind of have the white and black enamel pans, some cast iron that's just for decor. I've got my hummingbird feeders right there that I need to fix and put out closer the time whenever it starts warming up a little bit more. Because today it is windy and like a high of 60 degrees. So we keep going back between beautiful warm weather and then cool chilly days. But I'm hoping that this Boston fern does well this year. And these hydrangeas, I purchased them last year. They're the old-timey kind, but I don't know. They're supposed to be the blue purple, but they have never bloomed. So I'm hoping that this year they will bloom, and we will see what color they actually are based on my soil. Eating the eggs is probably one of my favorite parts about having chickens, just because of all the beautiful little colors that they lay. Now I do have Easter eggers, but they just offer variety. Some pink, some of this teal blue green. I wish I had a chocolate meringue for the dark chocolate ones, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Thanks so much for sticking around and watching that if you made it all the way through. I really appreciate each and every one of you, all of your kind comments, and just your love and appreciation and all the prayers still. It means so much to me. And I also wanted to tell you that this coming weekend, April 23rd or 26th, that's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I am doing a Goodbye Spring, Hello Summer booth sale. So if you weren't able to make it to this past weekend sale, I hope that you're able to make plans to visit the booth. My booth is located in the Farmer's Wife and Company at 12 Whiteville Plaza, Whiteville, North Carolina 28472, and everything in my booth will be 40% off, including items marked firm. So I hope that you will make plans to check it out if you're interested, or if you've been seeing anything that I posted that you would like. If you want to reach out to me and see if it's still there before you make the trip, if you're coming a little distance away, I would be more than glad to let you know if it's still available or not, or if you want to call the store. I'll leave the information below. That way you can call them if you rather do that, or pay over the phone or anything like that. They'll hold the item for you. But I wanted to share it all with you first because it has not reached my Facebook page, or I haven't posted any flyers in my booth. So you all are the first to know. But I appreciate you all so much. And until next time, friends, happy thrifting.